Black Sabbath, Judas Priest.
Now, in those days, did you have a wife?
No, that was 83, so I got married in 84.
So 81, how was touring then? You toured every fucking... Because I remember, like, looking at a band schedule. Like, for me, they would do Philadelphia on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Newark on Thursday, and then shoot into New York on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
But I also know that there was no, like, fucking Sunday through Thursday off. You guys were right back at it.
We were always on the road.
Always.
There was a circuit that you would play the A markets, like where you're talking about the Philadelphias and the New York City and you know,
Houston,
Newark, you know,
Houston,
you know. But then we had the B markets, which were towns that had hockey arenas. Or B market, you know, like the minor league hockey arenas. Those were great venues, you know. And so we would do all of those. You know, and it was great because we were really never off. And you really don't want a night off. You know, 33 years ago, having a night off meant that you were going to wind up, you know, the next day with a huge hangover because there's nothing to do. 33 years ago, you check into a Holiday Inn. It was a home box office, which really was a box.
It was a box with a roll, with a string on it, and the 3 levels.
And you have basically HBO and whatever channels they had, you know, local channels. That was it. That was your entertainment. So our Facebook was actually going down to the bar, you know, to meet the fans and the crew and the other band that we were touring with. That was our social networking, was going down to the bar. So it meant that you wind up the whole night drinking, you know, and that really affects you after a while, you know, being on the road. So, you know, we had all those distractions. We don't have that anymore. You know, we can actually be very creative because we have all the technology available to us. You know, the same technology that allows our music to be stolen gives us the freedom to create more. Isn't that ironic?
It's really ironic. Yeah. But it's weird how I used to see those schedules. Like, how has touring changed? I mean, even with me, when I went on the road 15 years ago, I went on the road with one thing in mind: to do jokes and to get high, to get fucked up. I didn't know when I was coming back. Yeah, I had a plane ticket for Sunday at 3 in the afternoon, but I didn't know if I was going to make that plane or not because I was going deep on Saturday night. I was going deep on Friday night. It didn't matter to me if I got a movie. It didn't matter. And now, Jesus Christ, I'm to the fucking dime. Like, I'm to the dime. Like, I got to be on they're picking me up at 4:15 Thursday morning. I'm in bed at 8 o'clock Wednesday night. Yeah. You know, I get off the plane, I go, whatever, at 2 to Philadelphia, I take a shower, I relax. Where in the old days, I would go right out. I would just throw my clothes in the fucking room and shoot out to do something that had no meaning. No meaning. Till 6:30, and I'd go home, take a shower, and go to the show, and then I'd wonder why I'd bomb. Why did you bomb? Because you haven't relaxed. Your mind hasn't stopped. You haven't taken a minute for yourself. I go out that night, get fucked up, and that's the whole weekend. There was no creativity. It was just doing the shows. I didn't even look at a notebook. I wouldn't even bring a notebook with me.
How could you continue with your career bombing?
It was a 50-50 shot every night. It was a 50-50 shot. And it didn't matter because after the show I was going to get fucked up and get my dick sucked. So the bombing didn't really... I was bombing... This was my mentality then. I was bombing in a place where it didn't matter. I was trying out a new joke. I wouldn't go prepared. It was just horrible. But then I got better and better. I got better about it, and I would bring a notebook and stuff. And some nights I would write coked up. Like I would actually get coked up and write or make believe I was writing. It really was a disaster. But I still made progress. Or in my mind, I thought I made progress. I started headlining. Obviously, they started headlining me. I didn't take it. The addiction was the whole thing. To get away from, at the time, my girlfriend, because I couldn't get high around her. Not that stopped me. But it was just to get away from her to go and get high. I remember I used to do 2 weeks in Texas. From 2003 to 2006 or 2002, the club owner would headline me over the holidays, and I would do 2 weeks. Every night, Rudy. Every night. I remember the other day, a Cold Case was on. You know that show, Cold Case, that was on for a while, and I'm on one of the episodes. I shot that on the Monday after the holidays. You know that 2-week break you have?
Yeah.
Like I had to shoot that like January 4th.
Oh.
And I came back that January 3rd. I wish you guys looked that episode up and see how big I am. I had to be 420. That's when I was walking around at like 410. But after those 2 weeks, I was just, you could see it. You couldn't even see my eyes from the bloating, from being bloated, from all the eating salt, eating restaurant food, French fries, not taking care of myself. And now it's completely different, Rudy. Now it's completely
I
different.
got a question for you because, I used to play with Sam Kinison. We shared the same management. I played on his records. We became friends. I went to a lot of his gigs. And what he used to do was at the end of the show, he would bring out a band.
Right.
Most of his buddies, kind of like an all-star band. And we would do Wild Thing, where I actually played on that record, and I was in the video. And I remember him going out on stage really messed up. I mean, like, drunk and, coke, and he would bomb. But people would still show up.
It was crazy.
Maybe it was like to see a train wreck or something.
It's like the same thing. Who's the chick that died 2 years ago? I don't want to go
Winehouse?
to rehab.
Amy Winehouse.
Oh, yeah,
At the end, you knew the bitch was either going to cancel, be fucked up, sing a song and give you the finger and leave. People still paid the $120 to go see it.
Yeah.
Well,
People love a train wreck.
Is it different with bands? Because with comedy, it's only you talking. So like, would it be easier to tell if you were messed up?
Oh, please, yes.
And then, but I would imagine being fucked up messes with you playing music. It must.
Oh, yeah, you can't play and be screwed up. No, it's impossible. Especially if you're playing some quality music. I can tell you because I experienced that. I mean, there was a show in Kansas City one time. I was playing with Ozzy, and Ozzy used to like take B12 shots. Right. So the promoter could only find a dentist that would come to administer the B12 shots backstage. So the guy goes over to me on the side right before I was going on stage and say, "Hey, you want a bump?" And you have, remember the old days, those little
bottles,
the little carburetors. It was like what do you call those? It was like a little bullet.
Oh, and you turned the thing around and then you turned it around again?
It like,
like a little bullet.
Right.
Yeah.
So I go, what the hell? He's a doctor. It must be someone like, really good, prescription, cocaine, I guess, So I did it. It was the only time that I've ever did it, with Ozzy going on stage. And I'm telling you, I spent half the show, I just wanted to, like, not die.
It's terrible.